Hey, Pamela. Hey, Connie.
Hey, Pamela. Yeah, Connie.
What did I just say? So that's it.
Just give a warning before you say stuff. Just make sure that what you say is, you know. Yeah, Logan was on my live weeks ago and for quite a while. Um, and it was very, very unfortunate.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. Oh, I can't pronounce that name.
It was something popped up said uh, Leia told their whereabouts. As I was on the computer. I heard it. Sometimes what I see on the computer don't uh, pop up just right here. Uh, said something about Malia tells their whereabouts.
Alien.
Hey, Lance.
Sorry if I said that.
Hey, Cassie. Hey, everybody. I'm trying to find
I just created a group chat
on my phone what I seen on the
Thought it'd be
computer.
easier to tell everybody that way we wouldn't realize. Hey, Andy.
And I can't seem to find it now or something other. As I pulled it up, or well, when I turned the computer on, it popped up. Said something about Malaya telling where the whereabouts was of the kids, which that's here nor there, but I wanted to hear it either way.
Passed my final exam yesterday. Andy said, you said something else. I couldn't really read it.
You took the kids to the largest water park.
That's cool.
Had a great day, good deal. You feeling well tonight? Head's hurting so bad, can't get rid of this headache.
Sorry.
Probably just have to get in a dark room, love, and just
yeah. Sometimes just darkness
lay it out. Let's see. How do I spell Malaya again?
Malaya?
Yeah. M-A.
Malaya. Malaya. You're welcome, and hey, Sabina.
Hey, everybody. I hope y'all all doing all right.
Cody Sullivan has a significant shift has occurred in the investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan. Over the past 50 hours, new information has come to light, profoundly altering our understanding of the case. The children's biological father, Cody Sullivan, has a lengthy and troubling criminal record spanning multiple court cases. On October 10, 2025, he is scheduled for yet another court hearing, an event that surprisingly his mother Belinda Gray had kept from the public. Equally concerning, the results of the polygraph test given to the children's stepfather suggest that law enforcement had already operated under the assumption that they were searching for victims of a crime, not merely missing children. The first question posed to him was direct and unsettling. Did you kill Lily and Jack? This revelation casts a dark shadow over the investigation and hints at the true nature of what transpired.
Now, we know what we heard yesterday, right off the top. I mean, we cannot. Yes, prayers for Texas. Last total I seen was 109 death tolls. Again, we cannot unhear what we heard yesterday. They're nuts. He's telling half truths, and that's it. And that's why he's threatening with them words about the two other people that know about it. Malaya don't want them involved, which would be her friends. And we heard what the children said yesterday, plain as day, especially Jack. And the last thing went around was it happened before they realized what had happened. Yeah, like that. Before they realized what happened. Now, one of these here say Malaya confessed where the kids are. That's one we're going to be on right this second. And we're going to see how many lives that goes into. But then there's one that talks about someone's basement or something. And that's what the kids was talking about too. It said it looked like something like a tank or something. May have been like a storm shelter or something. You never know. But had I think it was Lily said something about one little old mattress or something, and it's dirty. We're dirty. Yeah, drive careful. Frozen yogurt. Okay. Uh, so let's just see if this may be clickbait too. I don't know. Um, it's supposed to be her friend talking with her, and she spills the whereabouts. But if it does or not, I don't know. Um, well, I'm sure she took care of her penny when she left. That's for sure. Uh, hey, Spina. Yeah, that. Yeah, it's all about drugs and money, and uh, drugs and money, alcohol. They don't do nothing but run families, busts up homes, and the children are the one that has to take the fall for it. No matter what an adult does, the children are the ones that always get hurt through whatever has happened.
In this episode, we will introduce a key individual who claims to know exactly where the children are. His statements have the potential to reshape everything we thought we knew about this case. Finally, we may be on the verge of uncovering the truth. We now have a clearer picture of what happened to Lily and Jack, who was responsible, and why these details were kept hidden for so long. The search for answers has been relentless. 8 weeks ago, 2 young children vanished from their home in Nova Scotia, and since then, people around the world have been desperate for answers. Today, we are closer than ever to understanding the full extent of the tragedy. The puzzle pieces are finally falling into place, and the truth is far more shocking than anyone anticipated. If you've been following this case and had doubts from the start, now is the time to take action. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Your support helps bring more attention to this critical case, but to fully grasp what has
I don't think we can do any more than what we're doing. I mean, we're putting it on live footage every night. There's no way that it's not reaching out to them. They've got to be seeing this. And last night, making a spectacle out of numbnuts. Should be plenty, and then some, to go ahead and start making some arrests.
transpired, you must watch until the very end. Only then will all the hidden truths be revealed.
See what I'm talking about? Now you'll have to watch to the very end.
See? Clickbait. That's what that is.
Yeah, but you gotta watch to the end. Why? Why not put the important stuff out first? And that way we can get to listen to you sit there and talk.
That's all that is just clickbait.
It could have been, Andy. It could have been. There's no telling. Well, until it all comes out to wash. Hey, Patricia. Yeah. So if it pops up that he starts talking again and carrying on, well, it said that she would get woke up by a finger. So that'll pretty much tell you that.
To understand what happened to Lily and Jack, we must first examine the role of their biological father, Cody Sullivan.
Yeah.
While much of the public focus has been on their stepfather, Daniel Martell, and their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, it is Cody's history that holds the first crucial piece of the puzzle. Belinda Gray, Cody's mother, painted a picture of a man who simply walked away from his children after a breakup. She mentioned his losses, his job, apartment, and car, but failed to mention the most important detail. Court records tell a very different story. Cody Sullivan has an extensive criminal background, with multiple cases spanning from 2021 to 2025. Most concerning is that he has another
But the mother, biological dad's mom, said he's never been in trouble with the law. said he didn't come home with ankle bracelets. I call that BS. Yeah, they're letting things happen. Yeah.
Scheduled court appearance on October 10th, 2025. This is not an isolated incident, but rather part of a disturbing pattern that suggests Cody's deep involvement with the justice system. Given this, it becomes clear that Malaya likely had very legitimate concerns about allowing her children to live with their biological father. This revelation provides the first key to understanding the chain of events, but it's only the beginning of what we will soon uncover. The next revelation in this case is even more shocking than the last. As the investigation progresses, we uncover deeper truths that shed light on the direction the authorities have taken. On June 19th, Daniel Martel publicly shared details of his polygraph examination for the first
We don't want to
time
hear
and
about
what
that.
he had expanded.
Stop buying generic Viagra if you haven't tried this new
I'm
100
tired of
milligram
hearing
generic
about the
Viagra for 87 cents from Friday.
Had expanded to include more, as Darren describes, is central to the situation, possessing crucial information that could change everything. If Darren's claims are true, it would reveal a drastically different narrative than what has been assumed throughout this investigation. The children, hidden away and protected, are currently out of sight, but the truth of their location is poised to come to light, provided the information Darren holds is verified. My name is Darren Geddes, he begins. I was born in Stellarton, and I've spent my life here in Trenton. I know the Mackenzie family, and I'm related to Patty Allen and others in the community. I've known Daniel's father, James, and his brothers, Alvin and Earl, for years. While I've only crossed paths with Earl once, I've had significant interactions with James and Alvin over the years. Darren's connections run deep, and his knowledge of the situation is equally substantial. Despite the secrecy surrounding his source, he is adamant about the truth of the information he has uncovered. What I know is 100% true. The children are alive, Darren declares without hesitation. They may no longer be in Nova Scotia, but they are safe. I'm certain they're being cared for by Malaya's native community. Darren's certainty is unwavering. His primary goal, he says, is simple: to see the children return home safely.
You see, what I'm talking about, how they keep playing cat and mouse. This plainly states right here the way whoever, crime, whatever, shocking. Malaya confessed where the kid's location is. We've not yet heard her say a word. So how's she going to confirm where they are? Think numbnuts is going to tell it? No. Not until they pony up some dough. All right.
Through his source and information obtained from Child Protective Services, CPS, Darren believes the children have been kept hidden, but are being protected. Meadow is in CPS custody, and they are working to determine her future, but Jack and Lily are alive, and I am convinced they are being protected by the native community. This testimony marks a pivotal moment in the case. If Darren...
If they were taken care of in a reservation, we would have proof of that. We would see it. Hey, Beck, all these native people, plantations, the reses, you name it, they all know about this. And they don't want to be caught up in the middle of it. So that right there is a bunch of bull. That's a dadgum lie. Okay. This right here clip is a dadgum lie because it says Malaya confessed where the children are. It didn't say numbnuts was going to tell where they are. said, Malaya, we've not yet heard one. We've not heard one time Malaya say nothing. And if they were being taken care of by the reservation, they would be okay. But through Lily's and Jack's tale, and what was slipped, that whoever the loved one is of Jack and Lily said before they realized what had happened. And that's when Lily started talking about chained, and then said had a mattress laid there and it's dirty. Now, does that sound like Rez taking good care of a kid? Or, and I think that when she went back, because she said that she was whining around, she said, I didn't know that they were dead. So if the Reds taking care of them, why would they be in a basement somewhere or inside of something? And they waited too long to come back to make sure that they ate or whatever. Before they realized what had happened. That was the part where she was out living her best life with her friends and whatnot at the beach. And then come back to check on the kids. Well, it done be too late. So all this right here is nothing.
His claims are accurate. It raises new questions about who is involved and where the children are being kept. As the investigation continues, Darren stands by the information he has provided, leaving no room for doubt in his mind. The children are safe and waiting to be brought home. Malaya was unhappy with Daniel, he explains. She had been complaining to relatives and showed signs of postpartum depression and stress.
Give me a break.
In her vulnerable state, she sought help from a group of friends, which led to a decision that spiraled out of control. Darren believes that Malaya made a grave mistake, one that was driven by fear.
What did he just say? She was influenced by her friends and did something that it can't be taken back. I don't know how many times it's going to take people to actually catch on to what these people are saying before they take action. But in my eyes, I see everyone up there that's hiding behind a badge or is in office, anybody that could be over this case needs to dig them a hole somewhere and jump in it. Because that's basically what they're telling the children to keep doing. They like the publicity. That's what's a shame.
And desperation. I'm very sure that Malaya addressed the children and took them to the roadside to put them in a vehicle, he says. I'm about 80% sure I know who was driving, and I have a strong...
Now, I'd be down if he said 80%. He said 1,000%. Get it straight. He plainly said that he was 1,000%, not 80. Attention, yes. Wanting to bring more attention to the area so they can look big, and whatnot, to foreigners and anybody that ever want to take a vacation, go up that way, they're letting the name of the place go out and about around the world. and that's more publicity for them. Then people will want to start going up there and trying to walk the path that they claimed that the kids was on, and all this rigmarole. That's why they do that. But we're working on not nearly going on 10 daggum weeks here. None of them, not near one, care anything about Jack and Lily Sullivan. Of course he was. Of course he was. There he said he was 100% sure. He didn't say 1,000 that time. He said he's 100% sure he thinks he knows who the driver was. Well, of course he does. It was him. I mean,
indication of who transported them. According to Darren, things quickly escalated, and the situation was set in motion before anyone could truly understand the consequences. But the story doesn't end there. Darren describes a crucial moment when Malaya's plan was interrupted. A neighbor, Janie, unexpectedly came outside, and that's when things fell apart, Darren recalls. Malaya was caught off guard. Janie asked, "What have you done?" And Malaya just stood there, stunned. This moment sheds light on the strange behavior observed by Daniel, the children's stepfather, who had noticed Malaya acting guilty and distracted, standing by the road with her phone in hand.
Prime Day is here, with great deals on whatever you're getting into next. What's the move?
Phone in hand. The tension mounted as Malaya, likely panicked, took off in a rush, grabbing her baby and fleeing to a nearby reserve. She never expected Janie to be home that early in the morning, Darren explains. I believe she was going to return to Daniel's house and take the baby, but Janie caught her just in time. This chaotic turn of events led to Malaya being pursued by both the RCMP and Child Protective Services, ultimately resulting in the removal of her child, Meadow, and her subsequent flight. Darren's understanding of Malaya's actions goes beyond surface-level judgment. Malaya is a young woman, impressionable, gentle, and scared, he explains. She had no real power to walk away from the situation on her own. She felt trapped. She sought out help from others in her circle, but they acted impulsively, making things worse. Despite the mistakes made, Darren maintains that the children are being cared for and are likely still...
Despite the mistakes that have happened. Mm-hmm. Despite.
Alive. The kids are safe, he says confidently. But his warning is clear. If the people holding them panic, it could lead to tragic consequences. We are closing...
If the ones holding them, it could turn tragic. If you put children in something, it's not they. It's only yourself. So they want to take the heat off of themselves and put it on everybody else too. If they go down, they want to take a bunch with them. I would have to say probably if whichever one of the friends it was that let him drive the car so they could get rid of the evidence, I believe whoever it was, if that's the case, has a basement, and that's where they were, and that's why Lily's talking about the mattress being dirty and filthy and all that stuff, and she said nothing about nobody putting a new diaper on Jack or anything like that. So a lot of these things, are not leading up to anything. If it was, we'd be hearing some inside detail. If the reses was to see the children or whatnot, I mean, they would share photos, a video to show that these children are alive. Like I said, these reses don't want to be involved with all this mess. And they're gonna keep on till her and their mama ain't even gonna be allowed to be around there. So, I mean, that's all that's adding up to. Only thing now is a confession, and they don't even need that, to tell you the truth, because they done got enough evidence.
In on those involved, and they know it. Every day that passes puts the children at greater risk. As Darren's statements ripple through the investigation, they add urgency to an already complex case. If his version of events is accurate, the children's location is known, and those involved are aware that time is running out. As the RCMP intensifies...
If his sayings are correct, those that have them, time is running out. Well, don't you think if you probably put your kids down in a basement or in some kind of water tank or something or whatnot, and Lily don't know how to swim, and then that's when I asked about water, and then she said like some kind of tank thing. They may have been unconscious when they got taken wherever they went. That's why Malaya jumped out the car and wanted to stay on the side of the road while they got done doing what they needed to do. If they indeed did put them in someone's basement, and I mean, you go out, you go to the beach and hang out with your friends, come back and whatnot, check on the kids, and of course, before they realized what had happened, of course it would be. Come back thinking they'd just be crying and whining around, maybe. But all that went to silence, I guarantee you. Too many sick people in this world. Living in a little Honda. Yeah, they know it would slow down the road.
Their efforts, Darren urges the authorities to take swift action. Move now. The kids could be anywhere from a farmhouse outside of Tatamagouche to Plattsburgh.
There you go. From the old farm home. And during all the talking, I don't remember if it was Malaya's mom or who said something about could have been put on that property that had been handed down to them, an old farm place. Like I said, it could have no storm shelter in it. Just an old big basement. That way, if it come up a cloud or whatnot, a tornado, they could get down in there and wouldn't have to worry about nothing. The way he's describing things and saying that they need to hurry and get to it, then saying they could be at the old farm home. Why have they not checked the old farm home? Why is any of these people not behind bars being forced to tell the truth? What happened to old timey justice? They'd get it out of you one way or the other. Yeah, I've seen it. I think numbnuts just told exactly where them children are. And there's nobody doing anything about it. And if they're going to wait around to try and see if Daniel or Malaya is going to say it, this case will turn cold. That's the only thing that I really believe that come out of his mouth. The old farm home. I've not heard searchers say anything about the old farm home or none of that stuff. And that one time she spoke up, she said, I would have no idea who would take them or where they could go. You know, they asked something about, do you know whereabouts maybe on the property they could be or anything like that if that happened? That's when she said, well, the only other property is the one that was handed down, the old farm place, you know. And she said, ain't nobody been there in years. Well, yeah. I believe that's the only part that Numbnuts has told the truth about.
New York. They could even be across the border. It's time to act. With a heavy heart and a sense of finality, Darren concludes, if you can't find these children, then nobody can. The clock is ticking, and the truth is almost within reach. As the investigation ends.
What was that comment you just made about how far that was from Daniel's home? He said the truth is almost in arm's reach. No. Bless you, though. Old farmhouse is just down the road from Daniel's. And he just said that the truth and location was within arm's reach. If they've not found it by now, then they're not going to. See, they're not taking this serious. They're not pulling up their big boy britches. Authorities know about that old farm place, but they've not searched it. A lot of people know about that. And I can tell you right now, any old farm homes and all that, they do have basements. Like I said, if it come up a tornado, that's where they would go. At the least, they just have to move some stuff or wait till somebody come and move some stuff off the top of the place where they went down. I don't understand the thought process behind the authorities up there. They're looking just as bad as this bunch is. Bless you, though. I'm tired of hearing that one. And see, this one right here, kids in the basement. Malaya confessed where they are. See what I'm saying? That's crime detection. And that's been 7 days ago. You know damn well it's a lie. I don't doubt it. Most places are nowadays. Yeah, she said she's seen mud, but I believe these children have been moved 2 or 3 times. I mean, there's nobody gonna make me believe any different. Mm-mm. I think when the water got too hot and they wasn't found, they was moved each time. But it would have been too easy and too obvious if the children would have been out in the woods. Uh, Now that this has happened, it wouldn't surprise me none if if this is what happened, and they would be in a shallow grave somewhere. No, I'm not. I ain't never heard of it. Sure haven't.
Concerning the results of the polygraph test given to the children's stepfather suggest that law enforcement had already operated under the assumption that they were searching for victims of a crime, not merely missing children. The first question posed to him was direct and unsettling. Did you kill Lily and Jack? This revelation casts a dark shadow over the investigation and hints at the true nature of what transpired. In this episode, we will introduce a key individual who claims to know exactly where the children are. His statements have the potential to reshape everything we thought we knew about this case. Finally, we may be on the verge of uncovering the truth. We now have a clearer picture of what happened to Lily and Jack, who was responsible, and why these details were kept hidden for so long. The search for answers has been relentless. 8 weeks ago, 2 young children vanished from their home in Nova Scotia, and since then, people around the world have been desperate for answers. Today, we are closer than ever to understanding that. As Daniel sat through the test, every question services had investigated their living conditions months before the children's disappearance. It escalated into threats. One post read, "I will be the Daniel you met at the waterfalls," followed by ominous warnings. "Malaya, Meadow, and I will visit you in prison." The tension between Daniel and Malaya. Who took them? Where did they go? And most importantly, are they still alive? As the investigation nears its climax, the pressure on all parties involved is palpable. 8 weeks into the search, the tension is now at a breaking point. Every person connected to this case seems to be on the verge of a breakdown, with the weight of their actions and the unfolding truth closing in on them. But just as it seems like the truth is almost within reach, a new figure emerges, someone who claims to know the full story. This person may hold the key to unraveling everything. The next few days could hold the final answers to the mystery of what happened to Lily and Jack Sullivan. Darren Geddes, a family relative with intimate knowledge of the key individuals in this case, is a pivotal figure whose revelations have
See, again, you see how they clickbait? They throw up these thumbnails, and it plainly said, "Kids in the basement." Malaya confesses to where they are. That's what interrogation is for. Why it's not been done, I don't know. Why they're not behind bars, I do not know. It really, I bet I can count 10 to 12 times that they've admitted to what's went on with these children. And with numbnuts telling a location that possibly could have, well, there ain't no doubt about it. If it's an old farm home, it does have a basement. And like he said, if they don't soon find them, they won't ever find them. And then that Lily saying, I guess they got their wish. We're not here anymore. They got more than enough. Plenty. I mean, they got confessions after confession. Uh, just because it ain't the main parents don't mean nothing. They have got confessions of, okay, start off with number one, getting rid of evidence. They done said that. And that's why Malay was out the car. Burning the kids' toys and whatnot, carrying on, staging all these things for searchers to be misled so they would have time to deal with the children. Her going on vacation, carrying on whatnot, come back and it done be too late. And before they even realized what happened, there you go. That's why Numbnut said that they were all in a panic, uproar, and Lily said they all agreed together of what to do. It's it's a shame on the authorities' part. Yep, Daniel Nims played a good game, but you would think the district attorney, any sheriff, uh, search crews would do what they say they would do. And they said they would take any type of information. Well, that's a damn lie. If they would just listen to how he says stuff, that's confession. With your kids missing and you out laying on the beach somewhere drinking a margarita, what the heck? They yeah, they all they would have to do is listen. About 20 minutes. Lots of times. Uh, yeah, all they'd have to do is just listen. That's it. I mean, come on. Mm, go. Uh, that's why I don't uh, believe nobody but Jack and Lily. And and that's it. You know, I know they're all at their breaking point, but right now they're all pissed. See, if everybody would have just backed the hell off and just let somebody sit back and be unseen and follow them, they would have done found the children. But no, they don't want to play it smart. They want to linger it on. I blame half of this on authorities. They could have done had these children. And at one point in time, probably could have had them at doing okay. Unless, like I said, it was told that they were in the back, and I'm pretty sure that was the back seat or the back of the vehicle. And if they were trying to wake up and was just unconscious, someone had to finish the job. And she didn't want to see, hear, or know anything about it. And that's why she was out trying to live her best life because she knows she gets her butt caught. That's it. I mean, that's just common sense. Okay. There's a difference in, trying to cover your ass for a day or two. That's fine. But dadgummit, You go 9 months to have these children. You raise them to 4 to 6 years old, and you just snap because you're bipolar and ignorant and on dope. Why didn't this happen when they were first born? Why were they mistreated and the baby wouldn't? What else could the motive be other than drugs, money, and jealousy? They just didn't have the time for them, and they did not give a rat's ass about them children. That's the cold, hard truth. They'd rather took their dope, their friends, over their own children. And I know that they're listening. And all I can say is they can kiss my ass. Because I know dadgum well. I don't care what kind of dope you're on. You know the right from wrong. And you can use an excuse for bipolar all you want to. There was no reason to hurt these children. And they've let the wrong one in. Numbnuts is eventually going to tell everything. Authorities up there are turning my stomach. Children pleading out. And let me remind you again. This is about my 22nd 100 sessions under my belt yet. And I've yet to fail. It's done been told where they're at. Beating around the bush about it, but told where they're at. The suspicion of mom running off, going to the beach, okay. Being in the back. Waking up by someone's finger. Okay. The children are very unnourished, but the baby is doing fine. And the parents from both sides of the party know exactly what happened and tried to help hide the evidence. They've already, in one way or another, admitted to it. If you don't want children, keep your damn legs closed. If there's a mistake and you end up having one, if you don't want it, take it to a hospital. Drop it off. Don't hurt your children. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, they need to start being honest. Oh, numbnuts, he's going to, tell it all. Because he knows now he ain't going to get no daggone money. I'm trying, love, and every one of these numbnuts out there that are giving updates on these children are just chasing tail, and it's not getting us anywhere. I don't know, I guess you took it off. Someone stole it. Yeah. That's why I say the only people I want to listen to and really believe, and that's Jack and Lily, and that whoever the female is that is a loved one to Jack and Lily that's on the other side already as well, and the male that is kin to the children that's already passed. And that's it. No more, no less. And then him making the comment, they're in arm's reach, and if they don't soon find them, they'll never see them again anyway. And what did Lily say? Tired, mattress is dirty, you know. Who would have been feeding them? Who giving them something to drink? Why do that to children? You know, back in the old days, and I know this for a fact because I did an in-home session for this fellow, and I can explain it down to a T to you. This guy was probably already in his 80s or so, and his granddaughter reached out to me and asked me if I would come and see what's going on. And she said that her great aunt passed in the home, and I said, "Can you tell me what room she passed in?" And I heard a female say the attic, and before the female got a chance to speak, I said, "She passed in the attic, correct?" And she said, "Yeah, how'd you know?" I said, "She just told me." When I went up, I could see that lady. She wasn't full grown. She was about 18, 19 year old. And the door was kind of cracked open a little bit. And when I got top of the stairs, she closed the door. And I told her who it was, and I was there to give her a voice and find out what the deal was. And back in the day, this is what they would do. She wanted to marry, and the family didn't approve of it. So they kept her locked up in the attic, away from everybody. And she eventually went mad, starting mad. Wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink, nothing. So she passed to being uh, she wasn't taken care of. She wouldn't eat, malnourished, And now her spirit runs back and forth in that attic all the time. And you can, sometimes they say you can see her in the window from outside. And it's back then it wasn't uncommon if a child say has some kind of deformity, they would put them in the basement or in the attic or something away from everybody. They wouldn't take them to anything out in public. But come on, this is the 20th century. You'd have to be very, very cold hearted and just evil to do what they have done to these children. And yeah, I'm going to tell it like it is, and I don't give a damn if anybody in Canada likes it or not. You don't mistreat children. It's pathetic. Okay. And I don't like someone to hide behind a badge and will not go out and do their job unless they're paid and forced to go do it. That's all over the world. No wonder nobody can stand a cop in the first place. I can't stand there one of them. They don't do nothing. Mm. Well, let's just let this thing play for a few minutes and see what's said, and then we'll go from there. Thank you for sharing the video, Bluff. Y'all do that, every one of you. Y'all keep sharing it out. The more you do that, the bigger we're getting here, and more people realizing what's going on with these children, and they're taking more caution about paying attention to their own children. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. It's pathetic. Is what it is. Hello. Pig 2? Are you talking about Pig 2? Wait. I said wait. Are you talking about Pig 2 County? Yep. Well, I'm thinking about it. Ava. Ava. Reese. Can you hear me? Ava. Can you hear me? Ava. Can you hear me, love? Ava, hear me. Um, Matthew Ryan Martinez. He shot and killed a friend of mine's sister. Her name was Cindy. Ava, find this Matthew Ryan Martinez. He's still got control of her in death. So if you can, go ahead and deal with Matthew Ryan Martinez. No, that's good. Now, like right now. Thank you very much. We need that taken care of. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to be reaching out to Jack and Lily Sullivan. Anyone knows or knows of these babies, turn their energy toward me. I'm not sure that there's very many people that don't know about the situation, but either way, we need to hear them. We need to give them enough energy to speak, and there's some questions I want to ask. And if it's so, then I'm going to make a phone call and go beyond Crime Stoppers and any other thing such as that. I will call tomorrow to the district attorney's office and report what I am hearing. So please help these children speak to me. Jack, Lily Sullivan. Hear me, love. Jack and Lily. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Hear me, love. Can you hear me? Let them speak. Yeah. I've got hey, Farmer. I've got a question for you, Jack and Lily. I heard that you were in a basement or something. You said something looked like a tank. Have you and Jack been moved from a basement? You know, a basement underneath a home? Have you guys been moved from a basement under a home? You said you guys were on a mattress and it was dirty. Help them, Rose. Jack and Lily Sullivan, have you been moved from out of a basement? Because I heard you say loud and clear that free FBI found. Are you saying that FBI people have found you and Jack? Me and Jack? Okay. Okay, so from where in a basement, where you were in a basement, were you, the best of your knowledge, Lily? Yeah, try to think real hard. Do you believe that you guys were still in Nova Scotia? Jack and Lily Sullivan. The best you can understand and remember, do you believe that you were still in Nova Scotia? Were you in the dark, Jack and Lily? Jack and Lily, were you guys in the dark? Let them speak. Thank you, though, Rose. Yeah. Okay. Was it Daniel and Darren that took you guys out of a basement? Rose, help them. Did Daniel and Darren take you guys out of a basement? You needed some help. Jack and Lily, answer me, love. Jack and Lily, while you were hidden Did anyone hush? Did hush? Did anyone bring you guys food? Jack and Lily Sullivan. Sure. Did anyone bring you food while you were being hidden? You're try to speak up a little bit, Lily. It's hard for me to hear. Did anyone bring you food, or did they just leave you guys there? I need these two answers here. So no. So these people can be responsible for what happened to you. If you answer these two questions right here, then everything will be okay from here out. When you were being hidden, wait a minute. So, were you unconscious? Sleeping when you were being hidden and put on a mattress? Jack and Lily Sullivan. Hear me, love. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Were you guys asleep when you woke up? Were you already on the mattress? Jack and Lily Sullivan. When you woke up, were you Jack and Lily? Hear me, love. Both of you. Were you Mom? Were you taking out of a basement, out of somewhere you were hidden? Hey, Summer, hang on. Were you, when they brought you out of hiding, do you know where they put you and Jack? Rose, I understand outside, but we need to know these questions here. You were in the dark, not enough water, barely any food. When Mom came back to check on you guys, were you able to see Were you able to see Mom? Or did Mom look different to you when you seen Mom come back?
What?
Jack and Lily, did Mom seem different when she came back to check on you guys? Hush. If you don't, I'm going to turn that off. Outside. I understand that, Rose. Where did Mom or Daniel or Darren move you guys to? Jack and Lily Sullivan, hear me, love.
What?
Jack Sullivan. Lily Sullivan. Can you tell me where you guys could have been moved from? Or maybe a better question. Did police find you and Jack where you were in the dark? Let them answer. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Did authorities find you guys where you were in the dark? Grandma, yeah. Tell us anything you want to talk about, love. Jack and Lily Sullivan. We're going to sit right here and listen for anything you want to say. Jack Sullivan, I remember I asked you what did you enjoy doing, and you said some puzzles. Did you enjoy puzzles? Jack Sullivan. You said you like doing puzzles? Is that correct? Let him answer. Jack? Did you enjoy doing your puzzles? Did you enjoy doing your puzzle? Mom left you in there how many days ago? Mom left you in there how many days ago? Lily? I've heard 8, I heard 9. And Grandma, yeah. Left you in where? Please don't mess them up from speaking. Mom left you in there for 8 or 9 days. Okay, where? 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 Rose, you said in an old home. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Yeah, I heard 8 and then I heard 9. Yeah. Jack, Lily Sullivan. Talk to me, love.
So it's to
Ron, you're gonna.
Jack and Lily Sullivan.
work toward
Hear me,
think
love.
long.
Daddy is.
You walked in and seen what?
Diagnosed.
Darkness. Yeah, they did too.
Its report.
Oh, yes, I'm live right now.
In P.
It took. Spot on the. This summer.
Sullivan.
Roger.
Roger.
In the nation. Various national.
Roger. Scared.
I'm sure they were scared.
I'm Fred.
It's woman's.
This friend, was his name Darren
Prime Ministers.
or Durwood?
I'm Fred. I'm Fred.
What about Haley?
France.
Financial.
It's the sixth.
Yeah, it could have been
Dixon.
financial, but you're right. It is still sick. Nobody deserved that.
One sub. We're expecting to bounce a little bit from talks. Stir again. Gonna be a step.
No, I'm not starting again.
Ooh.
I want authorities to hear what we have heard.
Period, you mean? First goal.
Yeah, needs to be the first stop. Yeah.
The,
Whose heartbeat was that I just heard? Huh?
Folly up.
Found.
It's her best. Work one.
Work wonders. I try to.
Archer. To go in. Archer's fame. The top. On. Right in the front. In the same.
In the front, in the safe. Like you're talking about the basement.
Very risky.
Are you talking about the basement?
Friend. Remember. And India. Okay, so.
Let me ask another question.
Too fast.
Oh. Dark. Lily. Lily Sullivan. I got a question for you, love. You said something that looked like a tank. What do you mean? Me what? You said something about look like a tank or something. What did you mean by tank? Or however you described it. I heard a guy say they were looking for people in it. What did you mean, Lily, that it seemed like a tank? I know you said it. That's why I'm trying to ask. What did it look like? You said like a tank or something. Kid put where, Summer? In it, yeah. In what? In what, Summer? What did they put the kids in? I did too. You're welcome, Rose. Good night, Judy. So, you guys have been moved from where you were. I think listening to that backwards would make more sense. Like piecing together what was said, but darkness, hardly no food, no water. She went on vacation with a friend, came back, something before they even realized what had happened. Yeah, something like a tank. Being 6-year-old, that could be anything. I did hear under dirt in woods, or outside. So I believe they've been most definitely moved at least 3 times. Yeah. So that's why there's no showing or telling or anything like that through social media yet. When a body is found, just like when other kids was found, them 2 girls, it was like 3 weeks later before it got out to the public. The little boy, now it took him about 7 or 8 days to be notified, put out to the public. But they, no matter even if they know that it's that person, they still do an A test and the whole 9 yards and everything. So, anybody that listens to this can hear the last part of what these children had gone through. So apparently they were, it could be, jump as it could be. But we got to remember, they said that they were in the back. Um, and if they were, like I said, if they were unconscious, was trying to wake up, then that's when Malaya wanted to get out of the vehicle and let other people handle it. I'm, I don't know so much as they would have a septic tank in the old farm home. I don't know how old it is. I know some of them were kind of in modern time where they had a toilet and everything. But the vast majority just had no outhouse, you know. But with them saying, or her saying something like a tank, I'm wondering if at some point in time they didn't put them in something and then put a lid on it and put them somewhere. But that would have been after the fact. So when Malaya come back from vacationing and doing everything that she wanted to do, then she realized it was too late. Um, they did agree again about the FBI. Um, and one thing I do know about the FBI, they will keep it under wraps until they are, whoever is involved is arrested. And they will not put out to the public of how the children were found or what they think the cause of death was. It will all be told in in court. And there's going to be news crews like crazy. There's going to be people asking questions. There's going to be people just running around like chicken with a head cut off kind of thing. But YouTubers, even though we've done heard, they're going to keep putting up missing children. They did this. They, did that. They, all that rigmarole. Everything chase and tail kind of thing. Okay. Well, that's for the birds. Okay, because both parents are reliable. Cody's mom, uh, she was informed some which way that something bad happened to the children. So they knowed. They might not know all in detail, but her and Cody do know. Daniel, numbnuts. I had to call off a couple of people, and then I called off Haley, which is one of her friends, and they said yes. I believe that's the car, one of those water tanks. Could be, because even back in the day, I remember my papa talking about it. They would put an old uh, at the edge of the corner of the house and catch that rainwater, you know. And when it got so filled, they would pour it a little at a time through a strainer, to clean it up in case it had leaves or whatnot in it and whatnot. And they would take it in the house and boil it and then let it chill. And, that's what he used. And the same thing here. When she said, like a tank, And they said we don't know how to swim. So it could have been various amount of things, uh, something like that. An old oil tanker spot where they have put pipeline straight down, and ready to just to see if they can hit water or whatever, and it'd be that black plastic uh, lining that goes down in there. Um, and yeah, it can fill up with mud and water and the whole 9 yards. But with FBI uh, finding the children, um, I think that they are going to make not make the adults weary of it, because I don't think that they're going to have knowledge of it. But then again, that's like I said the other day. We know that they've not been doing their job, and little, 6-year-old little Lily could be saying, we could be free if FBI can find us. We got to look at it through that way as well, because we cannot say perfectly that they have been found, but we know what we all heard. So our understanding is going to be the upper part of the ladder, which is a good thing. But if that's the case, they'll start going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll start bringing them in one at a time, and they will do interrogations for hours and hours and hours. And once they book them in, then you can pull up Nova Scotia or up there, where their jail is, whatever little town that is. You can pull up inmates like that. Mother used to have a thing from Marshall County, Alabama, uh, thing where she could pull up and see who all was in jail and all this stuff and what for. Um, but I don't think that they're going to swarm like bees, because if they do, then it's just going to cause chaos. When they get ready to go after either one of them, they don't need to go with lights and sirens. They need to make them think that it's just going to be another interview about something. Yeah, a lot of them they can pump it, and get the water started. And that's back then. It was by hand. Daggum it, that you got your water. Um, any old timey well, uh, they they put a lot of manpower into drawing up water. Um, and water, we know, after years and years and years, thunderstorms shaking the ground, earthquakes, whatnot, gonna cause mud and everything to fall in. Like my stepdad's well, it was 127 feet deep, and it collapsed one time during a thunderstorm. And I mean, it sucks, but I did hear outside, and that's why I asked, did Daniel or Numbnuts, help take them out of where they were, out of that darkness? And they started saying friend. So, and then one of you guys was talking about numbnuts, very well could be. Um, so now it's stuck between, yeah, they got the kids and uh, they're, going to do all their autopsy, DNA, the whole 9 yards, and it'll be a while before they do the briefing to tell any kind of information about it. But even though maybe maybe this is something that Lily prays about that could be found by FBI. She's 6 years old. She's heard the word FBI or police before, and she knows they're supposed to be there to help. Now, it could be that, or yes, indeed, found by FBI. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's covered up. Somebody said they got a board or something other on top of it with a block on it or something. Could you ask them if it's a yellow tank? They need to keep it quiet until the day they get ready. Yes, yeah, they do not. They do not need to tell the parents nothing. Period. I'm talking about nothing until they take and do all their testing, get everything positive out of it, cause of death, DNA, the the way they were found, um, the whole 9 yards. Nothing needs to be said to any part of these people until that has actually happened. If they want to do anything, pretend that they need to come in for more questioning, and then just hold them for, claiming they can hold them for 48 hours, and then they can let loose saying, okay, well, we found this and we found that, and then they're going to be understanding that they're not going to be coming back home. Um, yeah, I can ask if it's uh, what a yellow tank. No, he just thought he could wiggle his way in there. Yeah, I already said that they wouldn't tell Jenny where they were searching. Uh, Life's Design. Uh, Welcome, and if you like my content, please give me a subscribe and hit the notification bell and hit all. That way you can be notified every time we go live. Thank you for being here. There is a closed down public campground across from their home. So what if the outdoor facility with tanks inside for people to go to the bathroom? Well, hey, now that's a possibility too. I mean, again, you know, through all this, through the whole thing, there there's no way that we cannot unhear what we've heard. So yeah, let me ask and see if she can say if it was like a yellow tank or whatnot. And the public campgrounds, I figured it'd be pretty much like an outhouse type thing, or maybe a couple of stall rooms with some toilets in it. I don't know. But let's just, Yeah, everybody welcome Life's Design here in the house. And like I said, if you enjoy our content, want to become a JSV fan, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on, and hit that like button. Share with your friends and family. Lily Sullivan. Jack Sullivan. Hear me, love. Jack and Lily Sullivan. Hear me, love. Lily, you once told me that it kind of looked like a tank. Slide down. Slide down. Slide down. Mud. Lily Sullivan. You should let her speak. Lily, once you said it looked like some kind of tank. Can you tell me the color of what it was? Lily, if it looked like a big tank or something, can you tell me what color it was? You know you know your colors, don't you, Lily? Lily, do you know your colors? Hey, oh, okay. What color was it that it looked like to you? Lily? No, she hadn't answered yet, Rose. Lily was what? Lily, was the tank thing that you were talking about, was it yellow? Lily, was this tank thing that you seen, was it yellow? Could see through it. I guess so. If it's filled up some with water, you probably could see the level of the water through that yellow. I guess that makes more sense. At first, I did believe I heard white, but yeah, blue, top. Well, you know, with what we get, yeah, with what we get, not listening to all this fake update junk. If you heard it once, you heard it 1,000 times. Like I said, the only ones that I believe is Jack and Lily, the loved ones that have passed that know Jack and Lily, and Rose or Summer, something like that. Some people that are pure. Uh, Without a shadow of a doubt, they have enough evidence, and they really need to watch these videos. And I believe they do, a lot of them. But do they react on them? No. If they did, they would have done found these children. Now, if they keep giving it too much time, then it's going to be a harder case than people give it credit for. But if indeed, the FBI or whatnot, they said they did this last go around when they were refused to be able to go into the home or the camper, they got a search warrant. And this time they brought a cadaver dog. And it hit, but there ain't been a word said since about it. Not one word. And we all seen that just the other day. Now, we heard her and Rose say either 8 or 9 days, one, that have been moved. Uh, so, that right there and the confessions that they, I don't believe they realize that they have confessed. That's how stupid I think these people are. They have told pretty much everything, and yeah, they say it in different ways and this and that and blaming one another. There wouldn't be nothing to blame or nothing to be said if they haven't done something to the children. I mean, missing and you go hang out at the beach, you know, you done getting any reses pissed at you, uh, causing your family to feud back and forth, and something tragic happened. Uh, Numbnuts plainly said that if they soon don't find them, they never will, and that he knows exactly where they're at. That is a confession. Okay, Lily saying that they were in the dark and very little food or little water, and in something. We got to remember, we got to bring ourselves down to a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old kind of train of thought and speaking of that style, that age group, not try to ask questions that we know they wouldn't know the answer to. I noticed this time that it was mainly Lily that spoke. I would be, yeah, propane tanks or what, yeah. I pray that the FBI has found these children. But again, they're not going to stop trying to throw these updates up just to get views. And anyone that falls for it, that's your own fault. You know, twice or 3 times already this evening. One was Malaya tells where the children were at in a basement. The other one was she leaked where the children was. Third, that Numbnuts was going to spill the beans on her friend that told everything about it. Everything's added up. There's no way that we can unhear this. There's no way that authorities could put this in any other way. Now now that it's been told, well, let's start seeing who gets locked up first. It's jail time now. So let's get to that point, and so we can count them off as they go. Um, there's no way for anybody to dispute what these children are saying. If indeed they are deceased, you know, it's easier for me to pick up someone's energy that is deceased. Uh, but if they are, then they deserve a proper burial, some respect, and, yeah, be free, be a kid, and just be happy. That's like Summer. She's got a heart size of Texas, and not only does she care still about her own mom and dad, but she tries to help everyone that she possibly can as well. Um, you make a friend with Summer, you've got a lifelong friend. That's for sure. Um, but there is no doubt in my mind they have more than enough evidence to arrest every one of them. Every one. And if they get the right people in to do the interrogations, then they'll spill the whole 9 yards. But even during the interrogations, they're only going to get half truths. Because I'm telling you, they're going to jump from one room to the next. And they'll use the reverse psychology and say, okay, well, Jack said this already, so we know that. And then that'll get her or whoever speaking about that part. Then they'll go back to Jack or to whoever and say, well, they spilled the beans and they told us this and that and other. They know what they're doing. They know how to get it out. And, you know, you know, Lily said our home was not a good home to live in. And she guessed that they got their wish because we're not here anymore. Yeah, it's horrible all the way through. Actually, where they went after they were eating. I have asked, uh, and they can't find no footage of it. Well, that was not proven either, and come find out that all this took place a week prior to the day they called 911. And there's no footage of the children anywhere, no knowledge from the school, nothing a week prior to all this taking place and up to the 911 call. That's right. That's right. They'll let it go cold if they don't hurry up and do this. I pray they're alive too. I pray. And, with her saying FBI and then found, but then Jack said something that really threw it off said that he was whipped and choked at the same time. And that was loud and clear. I mean, there's things that's been said that, like I said, we can't unhear it, you know. So, yeah, that's right, Meg. That's the way they'll do. Reverse psychology. But they said before that the, Jack and Lily, they'd eat like oatmeal or something other, and a baby would eat like eggs and toast and some good stuff. They just didn't give a rat's ass about Jack and Lily. Bless you. Many nights, yes. Always sad. That's right. That's right. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you sometime tomorrow or today now.
Yeah, it's already today.
Yes. Okay. Good night. Make sure everybody is subscribed now. Love y'all.
Sweet dreams.